and time again talking about the necessity, with pride, about cutting Social Security, cutting Medicare, cutting veterans programs.
No.
You never said that.
No.
Time after time, you were not a fan of Bo Simpson?
I was not a fan of Bo.
You were not a fan of the balanced budget amendment which called for cuts in Social Security? Come on, Joe, you won't.
Look, here's the deal.
You're an honest guy. Why don't you just tell the truth here? We all make mistakes.
I am telling the truth.
Now folks, multiple bills are being proposed and passed by lawmakers in Congress, but unfortunately, the Biden administration is unable to continue the $300 extra weekly unemployment benefits. The Republican governors are ending. What are your thoughts on this, everybody? Should the unemployment benefits of $300 a week come to an end? Tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below. And folks, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, and give this video a like. I always do my best in providing you guys with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check news. So, just be sure to subscribe.
It is a program that can pay out every benefit owed to every eligible American for the next 25 years. It is a program that should not be cut.
Anyways, everybody, President Biden and the White House are aware of how hard it will be to convince some Republican lawmakers in Congress to support an ambitious infrastructure and jobs proposal. And so, they have enlisted other GOP lawmakers to help them do the convincing. Over the past few weeks, senior White House officials, cabinet members, and President Biden himself have held dozens of calls or meetings with local Republican leaders to talk roads, bridges, and modern infrastructure investments. Much of the outreach has been done in private, with the White House not providing readouts of what was discussed, but in conversations with more than a dozen local officials that are familiar with the White House efforts, a few themes emerge. Everybody, the White House wants local GOP mayors and governors to convince the Republican representatives in Congress of the need to back the Biden proposal. Local leaders actually described the White House strategy that attempts to harness the outrage these leaders feel over the infrastructure crisis that they are facing and Congress's sluggish response to it. In the calls of meeting, the White House has tiptoed around how to pay for the $2.3 trillion plan, avoiding discussions about the tax hike proposals unpopular with Republicans. In some of the conversations, Biden administration officials conveyed that they understood that discussions over revenue raisers could imperil a bipartisan package. The White House is hopeful that these talks can help build public support for the package. And while they are generally not making the requests for local Republicans to lobby their members of Congress, they are encouraging it when the questions come up. What are your thoughts on this, everybody? Should President Biden keep his promise to the American people and send out a fourth stimulus check of $1,000 a month, as well as increase the Social Security benefits by $200 a month? Tell me your thoughts on President Biden, everybody, and Congress. Do you approve of him or do you not? Leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Now, a Biden administration official just told CNN that the US Labor Department has exhausted its options for continuing to pay an extra $300 a week in federal unemployment benefits to jobless people in the 22 Republican-led states that are ending them early. According to analysis by the Century Foundation, roughly 3.6 million out-of-work Americans will forego a total of $21.7 billion in benefits as a result of the state actions. Texas, Indiana, and South Carolina are among those terminating the crisis jobless programs early. The official said, "There's nothing we can do. Taking away the lifeline isn't going to help anything." And they added that the Labor Department has tried to figure out a solution. Everybody, who's to blame for holding back our stimulus checks? Is it the Democrats or the Republicans? Tell me your thoughts on this, everybody, in the comments. Over the past 2 weeks, a succession of Republican governors has opted to terminate one or more of the programs contained in the historic federal expansion of the unemployment system. They have cited workforce shortages and the improving economy as the reasons behind the decisions. The GOP governors say that the enhanced payments, which Congress first approved in its massive relief plan in March 2020 and twice extended, are keeping Americans from returning to the labor market. At least 4 states will offer return to work bonuses instead. In addition to providing the $300 weekly supplement, lawmakers expanded benefits to freelancers, the self-employed, independent contractors, and certain people affected by the crisis. And everybody, those collecting regular state benefits, which typically last 26 weeks, will continue to receive those payments but would not get a $300 a week boost. However, those in the other programs, like the PUA or Pandemic Unemployment Assistance and PUEC programs, will lose all of their benefits. And the Labor Department is likely to release a letter outlining how the federal government is unable to counter decisions by the Republican governors. And the letter is in response to Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders and a labor advocacy group, both of which have urged the Biden administration to keep offering the unemployment benefits. I don't know about you folks, but I just hope that our politicians in Congress send out a fourth stimulus check and increase the Social Security benefits. And if you folks agree with me, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate everyone's amazing support.
Today we go to the White House for a signing ceremony for that legislation, a signal to our nation of the high priority that President Biden has placed on, and the Congress have placed on addressing this issue. As you know, right within a day of his inauguration, the president brought this up, tasked the Justice Department to make a further record of this, address the issue as well, even before we had an Attorney General. And now we have the legislation. When he talked about COVID and made his address to the nation, he included the COVID-19 hate crimes that we have seen. So again, yesterday the bipartisan support was passed for this legislation. The Senate, the House, the signing today. So yesterday, again, that was on justice and security. Yesterday, as you know, proudly the House of Representatives, in strong bipartisan way, passed a bipartisan legislation for an independent bipartisan 9/11 type commission to establish the truth of what happened on January 6th. It is important to note that this legislation was done in a record time. You probably don't know, but the legislation for 9/11 Commission, now 9/11/2001, was signed into law November 27th, 2002, more than 14 months later. We're very pleased that this has a much accelerated pace to it, and we're eager to get it to the president's desk. Again, it was endorsed by Chairs Kane and Hamilton, the co-chairs of the 9/11 Commission. In the interest of bipartisanship, we've yielded on many requests, but we would not yield on its purpose to defend our democracy. I just wanted to just read.
Head of state visit in my presidency. The United States and the Republic of Korea are allies with a long history of shared sacrifice. And on a personal note, I want to thank the President